Are you brave enough to wander through the shadows of Australia's most haunted mansions? From the whispers of restless spirits to the chilling tales of unsolved mysteries, these eerie estates hold secrets that defy time. Join us as we uncover the top 15 haunted mansions where history and horror intertwine, and prepare to face the ghosts of the past. One, Labassa Mansion, Victoria. Beneath the somber shadows of the towering oak trees, Labassa Mansion stands as a solemn reminder of a bygone era. Its elaborate architecture, cloaked in an unsettling stillness that whispers of the past. Locals in the suburb of Caulfield, Victoria, speak in hushed tones about this grand Victorian residence, a testament to opulence built in the late 19th century. Many claim the mansion is haunted, where the veil between life and death grows thin, and its dark corridors echo with the murmurs of those who once dwelled there. The house, built by wealthy businessman William A. Smith, stretches the imagination with its ornate ceilings and intricate fireplaces, but tales of spectral encounters shape its reputation. Sightings include a ghostly figure of a woman dressed in white, inexplicably roaming the rooms, and children's laughter echoing where there are none. The history of Labassa is rife with sorrow and tragedy. The mansion's first owner, Smith, faced financial ruin, forcing him to abandon his dreams of grandeur. Some believe the woman in white is connected to this tragedy, rumored to be the spirit of a heartbroken bride or a maid who met an untimely demise on the premises. Visitors report encounters with chilling cold spots, the sensation of being watched, and even disembodied voices that seem to call out from forgotten corners of the mansion. Historical documents reveal that the house was later converted to a boarding house in the early 20th century, where numerous tenants faced unfortunate fates, creating a tapestry of despair woven into its very foundation. As you contemplate a visit to Labassa, heed the warnings that linger in the air. There lies a hidden darkness within its walls. Those who dare enter may find themselves confronting not only the spectral inhabitants, but also unexplainable feelings of anxiety and dread that intertwine with the mansion's affluent facade. Remember, history has a way of trapping souls within its grasp, and for some, it may become impossible to leave. Are you prepared to step into the echoes of the past, or will you become another whisper lost in time? Two, Werribee Mansion, Victoria. Within the mist-laden grounds of the Werribee Mansion in Victoria, an atmosphere thick with unease clings around the grand edifice. Its Victorian Gothic architecture, a stark contrast to the ethereal whispers that pervade its gardens at twilight. Locals often recount tales that send shivers down the spine. The mansion, built in the 1870s by Scottish pastoralist Thomas Chirnside, once thrummed with the vibrancy of the Chirnside family. Yet it now stands as a crumbling testament to a tormented past. The echoes of laughter and feasting have long since faded, replaced by chilling accounts of spectral apparitions and eerily cold drafts that can envelop visitors unexpectedly. Rumors abound of a tragic death. The tale suggests that a young maidservant fell victim to a violent episode of jealousy and betrayal, her spirit believed to be trapped within the mansion's walls, forever reliving her last moments of life. Eyewitness accounts describe glimpses of a woman's figure gliding among the property's long corridors and haunting sobs that crescendo in the dead of night, making even the most skeptical concede to a sense of dread. Numerous paranormal investigations indicate that the mansion is a hotbed for supernatural activity. Their recordings, filled with disembodied voices and unexplained phenomena, resonate with the history embedded in the mansion's very foundation. Parties of the brave who dare to wander the grounds at night report the sinister sensation of being watched, and discerning figures in the shadows seem to beckon them closer to the truth. For those drawn to Werribee Mansion's storied past, there lies a solemn warning. The darkness that clings to this place is not simply a mirage, but a tangible remnant of heartbreak and lost souls. To tread upon the grounds may awaken a slumbering entity, one that is craving a connection and possible retribution. Are you ready to confront the consequences of seeking out the mysteries hidden beneath the manor's opulent surface? Proceed with caution, for Werribee's spirits may have little tolerance for the living who disturb their eternal rest. Three, Martindale Mansion, Victoria. In the heart of Victoria, Australia, the Martindale Mansion looms like a grand, yet eerie monument to the past. Its Victorian architecture shrouded in stories that ripple through the crisp night air, often praised for its stunning gardens and elaborate ballroom. The mansion is more than just a splendid estate. It is a vessel of whispers and shadows, housing the spirits of those who once graced its halls. Locals have long shared tales of disembodied footsteps echoing in empty rooms, flickering lights in the dead of night, and a persistent chill that seems to settle around the mansion, even in the warmth of summer. Among these legends are the murmurs of a tragedy that strikes at the very core of the estate's haunting presence. Built in the 1860s by the wealthy financier Samuel E.H. Levy, the mansion served as a backdrop for both opulence and despair. It is said that Levi's family suffered incredible losses, including that of his beloved sister, whose untimely death left an indelible mark on the home. Visitors often report feeling a sorrowful energy, especially near the upstairs windows, where a pale figure is said to appear, gazing out into the distance as though waiting for someone who will never return. This specter, believed to be Levi's sister, may be eternally trapped between worlds, longing for the warmth of her family that was stripped away too soon. The rich tapestries and lavish furnishings cannot mask the sorrow that still lingers in the air, reinforcing the notion that the past is never truly forgotten. Those brave enough to step inside are cautioned to do so with respect, for the echoes of history may reveal themselves in ways that terrify even the most skeptical visitor. As twilight descends, consider this a warning. To walk through Martindale Mansion is to tread on sacred ground, where the veils separating the living from the dead are perilously thin, demanding reverence or risking a glimpse into the unknown. Four, Barwon Park Mansion, Victoria. As dusk envelops the rolling landscapes of Victoria, an eerie chill descends upon Barwon Park Mansion, its grand facade looming against the darkening sky. Once a sanctuary of opulence, the mansion now stands as a beacon for tales steeped in tragedy and despair, whispered among locals who know better than to tread near its crumbling walls. Constructed in the 19th century by the pastoralist Thomas O'Rourke, the mansion has long been entwined with whispers of the supernatural. Stories of ghostly apparitions and unexplained sounds echo through the estate, with townsfolk recounting how, on moonlit nights, the figure of a woman dressed in a flowing white gown can be seen wandering the gardens, her eyes haunted, eternally searching for something lost to time. But it isn't merely the flickering shadows within the mansion's dilapidated halls that evoke fear. It's the tragic events that shaped its history. In the late 1800s, tragedy struck when O'Rourke's family suffered a series of untimely deaths. rumors hinting at a deadly illness or perhaps even a more sinister plot lurking behind their demise. Visitors have reported hearing distant cries of sorrow emanating from the upper floors, while cold drafts brush against them as they explore. Ghost hunters claim that the area is particularly active, citing recordings of unusual sounds that seem to echo the heartache of its former residents. Yet, as you contemplate visiting this haunted abode, consider the warnings etched in the fabric of its history. The very air within Bar One Mansion is thick with grief, a potent reminder that some souls might never find peace. Those who dare to poke around its derelict rooms may find themselves drawn into the whispers of the past, entangled in a tapestry of despair that refuses to release its grip. It's not just another ghost story, it's a somber invitation to confront the lingering shadows of mortality, where one might unwittingly encounter a spirit that is all too real. Forever bound to this forsaken sanctuary, venture here at your own risk, for once entangled in its sorrow, leaving may not be an option. Five, Bundora Mansion, Bundora Homestead Art Centre, Victoria. In the quiet outskirts of Melbourne, the imposing Bundora Mansion looms like a spectre from another time, its ornate facade fading under the weight of history and despair. Once a vibrant center of social life, now this Victorian-era house serves as an art center. Yet the air is thick with whispers of the past, tales of its tragic inhabitants, and the shadows they leave behind. Built in 1899 for the wealthy F, C, M, or stock, the mansion has been a witness to countless tragedies. The imprisonment of the mentally ill, the slow decline of its opulence, and the tragic death of its last resident, the mentally unstable Verna Scott, who met her end in the very halls that now house exhibits of culture and creativity. Local legend paints a vivid picture of her spirit, agitated and restless, eternally longing for a solace that eluded her in life. Visitors often report an unsettling chill that follows them through the mansion's corridors, soft whispers of a woman calling out for help, and fleeting glimpses of a figure dressed in white. Numerous paranormal investigations have taken place since the mansion was repurposed. Yet every probe fails to definitively capture the spectral phenomena. Instead, they return laden with the unsettling echoes of heartbeats and footsteps that no one else is there to claim. As night descends upon the estate, the once familiar sounds of nature meld into ghosts of laughter and sorrow, creating a haunting soundscape that evokes both fascination and fear. With each flicker of the lights overhead, the mansion seems to draw closer, beckoning the brave or the foolish to explore its depths. Should you tread these creaking floors, beware, for you are not merely a visitor in Bundora Mansion. You become a part of its tapestry, a thread woven into the fabric of its enduring tale of sorrow and solitude, a cautionary reminder that some spirits are not ready to leave, and they watch those who dare to linger too long. Six, Stonington Mansion, Stonington Estate, Victoria. On the windswept bluffs overlooking the somber gray waters of the Southern Ocean lies the crumbling majesty of Stonington Mansion, a testament to human ambition, haunted by unfathomable despair. Built in the late 1800s as a luxurious summer retreat for wealthy squatter families, this Victorian estate, built to withstand the elements, stands as a foreboding reminder of its past, whispering secrets of the tragic events that unfolded within its walls. Local legend speaks of the manor's original owners, the Williams family, who fell victim to a series of catastrophic misfortunes. Their son, taken suddenly by an unknown illness, is said to roam the halls, his mournful cries echoing through the empty chambers, while his mother, driven mad by heartache, was seen wandering along the coastline in her nightgown, pleading for her lost child. The various ghostly sightings are buttressed by relentless spectral phenomena, flickering lights in the dead of night, the inexplicable cold spots defying the estate's weathered facade, and perhaps most chilling of all, the whispers soft, sorrowful wails that seem to emanate from the grand staircase where the young boy is rumored to slip silently into view. Investigators have gathered EVPs that recorded plaintive calls, compelling them to return once more, fueling a fire that threatens to consume the curious and the brave alike. But it is not just the loss of a child that haunts Stonington. The crumbling structure is rife with the echoes of those who dared to dwell here, their shadows eternally etched upon its dilapidated walls. So you are warned. If you dare to explore Stonington Mansion, tread lightly and be respectful of the sorrows held within. For if you listen closely, you may just hear the lullaby of despair under the whisper of the wind, a sinister invitation to join the ranks of the lost. The estate beckons with an eerie allure that few can resist. Yet those who enter may find their souls entwined with the very legends they seek to uncover, a macabre dance where the disheartened spirits may leave no one untouched. Seven, Rupert's Wood Mansion, Victoria. In the sprawling landscapes of Victoria, Australia, among the whispering eucalypts and densely tangled bushes, stands the imposing Rupert's Wood Mansion, a Victorian-era gem wrapped in an eerie shroud of gloom. With its Gothic architecture and weathered stone facade, the mansion lords over the surrounding countryside, where shadows flicker and the air is thick with secrets. Locals speak in hushed tones about the mansion's unsettling past. Erected in 1890 as a grand residence for the wealthy Thomas à Becket, Rupert's Wood has long been identified as a hotspot for spectral occurrences. Rumors weave tales of tormented spirits lingering within its walls, most notably that of a grieving mother who lost her child in the throes of tragedy. Various reports tell of ghostly apparitions wandering the hallways, accompanied by the eerie echo of a child's laughter fading into despair. Eyewitness accounts speak of cold spots, unexplained movements, and doors creaking open on their own, all evoking fear in the hearts of those who dare to explore this macabre relic of history. Among the numerous events that haunt Rupert's Wood, one stands out: the tragic death of a young child, believed to be the cause of the building's persistent hauntings. Visitors have claimed to see a spectral figure, a small child, hovering near the grand staircase, dressed in period attire, endlessly searching for comfort. Paranormal investigators have conducted seances, capturing unsettling EVP's electronic voice phenomena that reveal sorrowful cries and whispers. The mansion's atmosphere is steeped in an aura of melancholy, where the past refuses to sleep, encapsulating visitors and drawing them deeper into its ghostly embrace. However, this is not a place for the faint-hearted. Those who seek to uncover Rupert's Wood's dark secrets are cautioned to tread lightly. Many have exited the confines of its walls, forever changed, their minds burdened by the echoes of the sorrowful past. Should you venture into its haunted halls, be prepared to confront the shadows of grief, forever entwined within the very fabric of Rupert's Wood. The whispers of the sorrowful may offer insight, or they may ensnare you in an eternal lament, one that is all too difficult to escape. Eight, Martindale Hall Mansion, South Australia. In the desolate embrace of the South Australian landscape, The imposing edifice of Martindale Hall Mansion rises like a silent sentinel, its weathered stone and grand Victorian architecture steeped in whispers of long-dormant darkness. Here, where shadows lengthen beyond the twilight, tales of spectral figures and unnerving occurrences seep into the very marrow of the mansion's history. Built in 1880 for wealthy pastoralist Edward G. M.D. Martindale, this architectural gem served as a grand residence but harbored sinister secrets that locals could scarcely articulate. Rumors of former inhabitants haunting the decaying halls persist, as it's said that the echoes of tragic events linger within the Victorian walls. Suspicion surrounding Martindale Hall revolves around the continuous reports of unexplained phenomena, footsteps echoing when no one strolls the corridors, flickering lights in windows void of modern life, and cold gusts slithering through closed doors. The most chilling tale tells of a housemaid who tragically took her life within the mansion. Heartbroken from unrequited love, her spirit said to wander the hallways eternally seeking solace. The spectral presence of the maid remains a focal point in ghost hunting reports, with many who dare to explore the mansion claiming to feel an inexplicable chill around the staircase, particularly close to the landing where she is believed to have met her untimely fate. Despite the enchanting beauty of Martindale Hall, its elegance casts a shadow that warns the unwary. Visitors are often drawn to the storied past, only to retreat in terror, their minds haunted by fleeting glimpses of a ghostly figure or the palpable weight of sorrow. Entering these hallowed halls is to tread on a precipice, a reminder that some histories are woven with threads of despair. As you contemplate a visit, remember that you might not be alone. The air thickens with a lingering silence, punctuated only by the echoes of the past, inviting you into a realm where legends of sorrow intertwine with reality. Dare you linger, or will the mansion's shadows beckon with too much allure? Nine, Swift's Mansion, New South Wales. Nestled in the mist-laden hills of New South Wales, Swift's Mansion looms as a testament to a bygone era. Its crumbling facade, whispering secrets that dance through the air, like the chilling winds of winter. Locals regard this derelict structure with mixed emotions, for while its grandeur once dazzled visitors, current tales paint it as a cursed relic of despair. The grounds, thick with the energetic residue of those who once tread here, now feel alive with haunting echoes. Constructed in 1835 by the affluent architect John Lee, the mansion soon spiraled into darkness after a string of mysterious deaths marked its history, fueling suspicions of malevolence nestled deep within its walls. Stories abound of spectral figures gliding through the hallways, accompanied by the unsettling sound of a child's laughter, a ghostly remnant of Lee's own daughter, who died tragically in a riding accident at the tender age of 10. The townsfolk claim that her twisted fate keeps her spirit tethered to the estate, eternally searching for solace among the decaying parlors and overgrown gardens. Witnesses recount spine-chilling encounters, icy drafts originating from nowhere, unexplained shadows that flit just out of sight, and a heavy, disgetting feeling of being watched. Those brave enough to tread the property overnight have found themselves plagued by vivid nightmares of the mansion's past, interrupted only by the penetrating wails of a child, perpetuating the idea that the mansion has become a prison for its former inhabitants. Yet, what remains most bone-chilling is the whispered warning of seasoned locals. Stay away at night. This admonition carries weight, as numerous accounts detail inexplicable feelings of dread and despair Among those who dared linger too long after sunset, the once magnificent Swift's mansion now stands as a brutal reminder of what it means to confront the past, a sanctuary not for the living, but for the specters of grief that refuse to fade into eternal night. Then, the Priory Mansion, Adelaide, South Australia. Nestled within the shadows of Adelaide's bustling streets, the Priory Mansion looms like a forgotten relic from a disquieted past. Its dilapidated walls whispering secrets of the lives confined within. Locals speak in hushed tones about the manor's ghostly residents, those whose tragic tales have morphed into urban legends, blending history and horror into a chilling narrative. Originally constructed in the late 19th century, the Priory served as a boarding home for troubled boys, a place shrouded in an air of despair and neglect, with whispers of abuse darkening the echoes of childhood laughter that once filled its halls. The most prominent figure associated with this place is that of Anne Sedan, a house matron whose tragic life ended in violence. She is said to roam the corridors, her sorrowful cries piercing the quiet, exhausted solitude of the once vibrant estate. Evidence of her agonies has manifested in the form of cold spots and disembodied voices, chilling sensations that investigators claim deepen upon entering the old nursery, where some say her spirit lingers, perpetually watching over the children she could not protect. As the pendulum swings between reality and the unreal, ghost hunters have gathered numerous testimonies and recordings of spectral activity, leaving many to question. Is the Priory Mansion a window to the past, or a mere figment of collective dread? For those curious enough to tread its time-worn floors, a word of caution hangs heavy in the air. The mansion's restless spirits seem to beckon, inviting visitors to delve into the sorrow interwoven with its history. Yet warnings echo among the bravest of amateur investigators. Few leave unscathed, their dreams haunted by the restless cries of those who once roamed the halls, forever prisoners to their own dreadful stories. The Priory Mansion stands not just as a relic, but as a persistent reminder of the scars that the past can inflict upon the living. Carrick Hill Mansion, South Australia. Nestled atop the rolling hills of South Australia, Carrick Hill Mansion looms like a spectral sentinel over its lush gardens and dense foliage, where whispers of the past permeate the very air. Locals regard it with a reverence tinged with fear, as tales of mysterious shadows dancing behind its opulent windows and disembodied voices echoing through its marble corridors intertwine with the estate's rich history. Built in the 1930s by prominent figure Sir Edward Hayward and his wife, Lady Mary, the mansion was a testament to their wealth and aspirations. However, the very walls that cradle its beauty harbor secrets steeped in tragedy. Following the couple's untimely deaths, Lady Mary from a sudden illness, and Sir Edward under tragic circumstances that remain obscured by time, the stories intensified, and it became a local tradition to offer prayers for the souls trapped within its confines. Visitors have reported the feeling of being watched, cold spots in rooms that once overflowed with laughter, and strange, flickering lights where no electricity flows. The chilling cry of a woman weeping is often heard, wafting through the estate's shadowy hallways, compelling many to contemplate the connection to Lady Mary's sorrowful demise. Paranormal investigators who have dared to explore Carrick Hill describe a suffocating energy that seems to warn intruders away, alongside apparitions that materialize in the heart of the night. With each unpredictable gust of wind, it feels as if the mansion itself breathes, holding its breath, waiting for someone to dare trespass its haunted threshold. But heed this warning. Every exploration into Carrick Hill's depths may invite echoes of its mournful past into your own reality, drawing you deeper into madness as shadows morph into something far more sinister. Do you believe you can withstand the pull of history that whispers through its halls? The answer may be best left undiscovered, for some doors are better left unopened. Carclew Mansion, South Australia. Beneath the sprawling boughs of the Australian bush, where shadows entwine with the whispers of the wind, stands Carclew Mansion, a forsaken remnant of a bygone era. The mansion, built in 1881, looms ominously, its crumbling stone facade betraying the beauty that once graced its halls. Local lore paints a haunting picture of the estate, suggesting that the ghost of Lady Mary Newton, the original matriarch, still wanders its deserted corridors. She was said to have suffered a tragic demise, drowning in the estate's own lake during a furious storm, an accident that many insist was anything but. Townsfolk murmur accusations of betrayal, hinting that her demise was orchestrated by jealous relatives eager to seize the formidable estate she had come to cherish. This palpable tension hangs in the air around the mansion, where flickering lights and disembodied voices have been reported by brave souls who dare to step foot on its grounds after sundown. The chilling accounts detail ghostly figures appearing in windows, ephemeral laughter echoing through vacant rooms, and chilling cold spots evidence that something malevolent lingers. Paranormal investigators have flocked to the site, their equipment often spiking in response to an unseen force that seems to beckon them deeper into the mansion's haunted depths. Yet, one must heed the warnings of locals who firmly believe that attempting to contact the spirit of Lady Mary could invoke her wrath, as those who have tried invariably left in a state of fear, marked by an inexplicable sense of dread. Carclew Mansion stands not just as a monument to an ill-fated past, but as a cautionary tale for the curious. Sometimes the doors we choose to open should remain firmly shut, lest we disturb the grief that festers within. As twilight descends upon the estate, one might ponder if the echoes of its tragic history are simply wails of discontent, or if they dare to unveil a truth far more sinister that lies waiting in the shadows. Woodlands Mansion, Queensland. Deep within the heart of Queensland, enveloped by the lush tendrils of nature, stands the hauntingly beautiful Woodlands Mansion, a relic of an opulent past now cloaked in shadows and whispers. Visitors have often remarked on the unsettling chill that seems to seep through the very walls of this grand estate, where the elegant facade conceals dark stories that refuse to fade into obscurity. Built in the late 19th century for the wealthy landowner Edward Robinson, the mansion was a sanctuary of prosperity and convivial gatherings. But local lore hints at a more sinister undercurrent, a legacy tainted by tragedy, betrayal, and unresolved grief. Numerous sightings and eerie noises have prompted a slew of rumors surrounding the ghostly apparitions said to roam the hallways, often recounting the sorrow of a woman in white who weeps for her lost love, a young groundskeeper who mysteriously vanished, leaving her destitute and heartbroken. Reports from ghost hunters and paranormal investigators speak of cold spots, the inexplicable feeling of being watched, and faint whispers echoing in the dead of night, often leading to the sighting of an ethereal figure lingering in the garden or by the grand staircase. This tragic tale and the forlorn spirit searching for solace paint a vivid picture of the mansion's haunted reputation, underscoring the palpable heartache tied to its history. But do tread carefully, for those seeking answers often leave with more questions than they began, their encounters transforming into chilling memories that follow them home. Oak-laden paths may lure you into the past, but as you wander the grounds, keep in mind the spectral energy that myriad visitors have felt through the years, an energy that warns of the darkness bred from pain and sorrow, tethering the living to their shadowy counterparts. Forever interlaced in a tumultuous dance across time, Woodlands Mansion may capture your imagination, but it may also awaken something that yearns to be heard, making you ponder. Are you merely a visitor in this realm, or has the mansion chosen you as its next reluctant guest? Rio Vista Mansion, Victoria. As twilight descends over Victoria, shadows creep across the sprawling grounds of Rio Vista Mansion, a looming edifice that harbors more than just tales of grandeur. Built in 1869, this opulent Italianate residence, now a designated historic site, has long been the subject of hushed voices and wary glances. Locals whisper of vengeful spirits, echoing footsteps in empty rooms, and inexplicable cold drafts that sweep through the mansion's corridors. Rumors of a tragic love affair that ended in untimely death linger like fog, thickening the atmosphere with an aura of sorrow and despair. Its former owner, Captain William D. McNeil, faced a heartbreaking loss when his beloved wife, Anna, succumbed to illness shortly after the birth of their child. The unfairness of it all left a stain on the mansion, one that seemingly cannot be washed away. Visitors and preservationists cite chilling encounters: the distinct sound of a woman weeping in the library, cold spots that grip the chest, and sudden flickers of lights that meander through the darkness. Skeptics may attribute these happenings to old architecture or creaky floorboards, but the accounts of those who have felt a spectral presence speak otherwise. The profound sadness felt by Anna's spirit seems to linger, desperate for recognition and closure. Amid discussions of renovations and preservation, many feel a discomforting chill, an unsettling shiver that chills their bones, as if aware that disturbing this emotional residue could provoke the wrath of the sorrowful spirit dwelling within. Rio Vista Mansion stands as a reminder of love lost and lives interrupted. Its doors now creak open to thrill-seeking ghost hunters and the curious alike. But heed this warning. Should you venture there, keep a respectful heart and a light hand, for the spirits that reside within these walls might not appreciate your intrusion into their tragic tale. The mansion's secrets run deep, weaving a tapestry of light and shadow best left undisturbed. Lenna Mansion, Tasmania. The Lenna Mansion stands cloaked in an atmosphere of lingering shadows and whispered secrets, its red brick facade glowing eerily against the twilight sky, where even the bravest of souls hesitate to venture too close. Situated in the heart of Hobart, Tasmania, this elegant Victorian-era mansion, built in 1874, carries a weight of unsettling history that intertwines its architectural beauty with ghostly tales of despair. As local legend has it, the mansion was the site of unexplainable tragedies, including the death of its first owner, who is said to have succumbed to madness after a string of personal losses. The whispers of the townsfolk suggest this sorrow anchors the spirits that roam its hallowed halls to this day. Sightings of ghostly figures, including a forlorn lady in white, have been reported by both visitors and staff alike. Many describe an acute sense of being watched, a prickling unease that seems to emanate from the very walls themselves. which have absorbed the anguished cries of those who suffered within. Further investigation reveals a tragic history, including the untimely deaths of residents and the mansion's notorious unsolved mysteries that envelop it like a shroud. The spectral presence has been corroborated by numerous paranormal investigations, and some claim to have captured black and white images of spectral figures in various rooms, filling the once vibrant space with anguish and dread. Yet, even with scientific attempts to unravel its mysteries, the mansion remains an enigma for those who dare approach. Heed this warning. The paranormal energy lingers like an icy tendril around the abode, and the mansion may offer more than mere history. It is a gateway to sorrowful realms that could swallow the unsuspecting whole. Only the boldest explorers should tread cautiously, for within Lenna Mansion, the past is very much alive and it remembers. And there you have it, our haunting tour of the top 15 haunted mansions in Australia. If these eerie tales sent shivers down your spine, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling content. Are you brave enough to join us for our next adventure? Get ready as we delve into the sinister world of Australia's most haunted forests. Stay spooky, and see you in the next video.